Welcome to Not Like This. Not Like This. From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
Take a little break here. Take a little Call of Duty break.
Yeah, take a little Call of Duty
real
break
life
to do
is
real
called now.
stuff.
That's what real life is called now. It's my Call of Duty break. Had to get the vehicle sticker, Call of Duty break. Laundry, Call of Duty break.
Call of Duty
Rat cage,
breaks.
Call of Duty break. So this is just a nice 60-minute interlude before I play some more Call of Duty.
It's fun, man. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun game. Like it's not
fun.
Overwatch is fun, but Overwatch is also more stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is just the mechanics of playing this game is fun.
It's very pick up and play.
Yeah, pick up and play. We both like guns. If you like guns, it's fun.
Yeah, and if you like objectives and challenges, things to do, it's fun. You just play team deathmatch again and again. It's like, well, I mean, sometimes, but you're trying to use certain guns. You're trying to kill guys in certain ways. You're trying to do stuff to get these cool things and have a good laugh with your buddies.
And we've been rolling deep with the buddies. That's the thing. Like, we've been having to have people like get in the turnstile. Like, well,
take a number.
Yeah, I guess there's 8 of us now, so we can all go play a custom match. That's the stupid thing is they have playlists that are 10 versus 10, but in those you can only have a party of 4, and in the 6-on-6 you can have a full party of 6, but you can't have like a party of any more than 4 or any more than 6. It's dumb.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it is dumb. You're right. Let's not call it weird. We can just call it dumb. It's dumb.
I'm sure they have a reason for it.
Yeah.
The balancing and all of this. I don't know. Maybe you get 10 guys on a team against, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Christ. I don't know. What I do know, Jim.
Yeah.
Is it's fucking cutting season in WWE.
It's cutting season. Yeah. Who got cut?
It's future endeavored season over here. Big names and even that.
Even so,
Sin Cara. You see where I'm going?
Okay.
Sin Cara.
What about the big names?
The Ascension. Do you even know who the Ascension is?
Are those the guys that were like the fake Legion of Doom looking guys? Like the big,
yeah, that's fair.
They looked like I don't know, like they were some sort of mix of like the Acolytes and like Demolition or something. Like, I don't know. They went for like a big scary thing, right?
Yeah, tall, scary face paint, blah, type of guys. Wasteland, blah. It's fine. Sin Cara, the Ascension, they're gone. And the biggest name of the group here, Luke Harper. Luke Harper. Never really got a serious run. WWE, some stuff with Bray Wyatt.
Wasn't he part of Bray Wyatt's stable?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I remember.
It was him and the other guy that doesn't know how to work very well, Eric Rowan. And Eric Rowan's the one that got the push. That guy's still going strong today somehow. He's doing angles with Daniel Bryan, although that's been quite a minute. But they went with Rowan over Luke Harper, and anybody that knows anything or who has eyeballs, it's like, well, you picked the wrong one easily. Luke Harper he's very good for a big man, maybe a bit injury prone, starting to get up there in age and everything, but very good. And they didn't use him, and I'm excited that he has his freedom in 90 days after that no compete clause.
So you're thinking he's probably AEW material, not Sin Cara.
Not Sin Cara.
Sin Cara is like, what's that one federation, the indie one, where they always, Chikara. He's like a Chikara guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like their big draw.
The Ascension, though, I don't know. See, and that's what scares me, because you're thinking, well, those two aren't going to go to AEW. I mean, they can't take everybody. Sorry, it's just like Call of Duty. It's like, sorry, we can't take everyone right now.
Yeah, I'm cut, so
but,
you know where I'm going. To the unemployment line. I don't know.
but
Not coming
here's
here.
the thing. And I haven't seen anybody mention this really, which is weird. The Ascension, pretty good pals with Cody Rhodes. They kind of did a lot of work and angles together in WWE with Stardust when he was Stardust.
So you think they're gonna try and squeeze a favor out of him?
I know I would. I'd squeeze whatever the fuck I had to.
I wouldn't blame him for doing that either. I just, to me, it would be like, every once in a while, like WCW would bring a guy over and have to give him a name that, like, he wasn't recognizable anyway, but they're like, it's and you're like, no, I don't. It'd be like some guy from ECW, and they're like, oh my God, look who it is. Yeah, it's.
I'm trying to think of
who
one.
is that?
Because Sandman was Hack.
Yeah, Sandman was Hack. People knew who Hack was.
Sandman.
People knew who Hack was. But drawing a blank.
I know what you mean.
I thought
that's a good example.
I had one because I can't remember him. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember, but I had one in mind when you brought this up yesterday. I thought about it today.
I'm picturing Mikey Whipwreck for some reason, but I think he was still Mikey Whipwreck in WCW. Jerry Lynn. No, but people would know who Jerry Lynn was. This is hard. This is a weird one. But yeah. So those guys got fucking cut. They all seemed very excited. I mean, most of them asked for their release at some point, and now they got it. And so there was like a notice from like within WWE like a month ago, like, yeah, we're probably going to cut some people that we feel aren't really a threat to go anywhere, so we don't give a shit. So like they're not worried about a Sin Cara going anywhere to competition and whatnot. But I think Luke Harper, if you went to AEW and they gave him the Moxley treatment, because he's a big old hoss. You book him like a badass, and I think he can deliver. I think that could be fun.
He sure. I don't really think this isn't like the Monday Night Wars. This isn't like somebody stole somebody. This is like the discarded people they don't want. Make someone?
This isn't. Yeah, this isn't gonna make AEW or break WWE, but this isn't
like Rick Rude showing up on both shows.
Honestly, yeah, it's not that. But it's a guy who's very good but wasn't used well in Company A, going to potentially Company B and being used appropriately. So that's going to be a good thing for AEW, and it's a wash for WWE because they weren't using him anyway. And that's going to be nice. I just like when these rosters get better. Yeah, Luke Harper on my TV, I can fuck with that.
And we were talking about this before AEW debuted and all that good stuff, that this might inject some drama between the companies, some sort of like, oh, but so-and-so is going to go here now. And at least that's something to talk about. Like, it's something that's interesting. And that might spark some sort of, I don't know if that'll help their ratings at all on AEW, but it'll at least get wrestling fans talking about people jumping back and forth. And I don't know, it seemed like some of that would be interesting. I didn't really watch a lot of WWE during the Attitude Era, but if I knew someone was going over there, I would
here's
watch.
An example. Here's a recent example. AEW has Jack Hagar, or it's Jack Swagger from WWE. And immediately, he's already a bigger deal. He's a big dude. He's just been on an MMA tear against, dads. And
I didn't even know he was fighting.
Yeah, he just beats up these fucking these bums.
I'm not gonna.
But
say what. Okay.
but it's just like a big deal. It's legit. And Luke Harper's a lot better than Jack Swagger. I mean, as a performer, as a wrestler, yes. I mean, Jack Swagger, hell of an athlete, MMA, college, all that bullshit. But you give me Luke Harper, especially in AEW, because they're willing to mess around with some hardcore stuff. I mean, they did that goofy ass death match, for crying out loud. So they'll let Luke Harper do some cool stuff. I think they'll book him right, because AEW, they've got a lot of like dark things. They got a cult leader, and this guy's an emo goth, and they have like a lot. They have that niche, but I'd love to see a couple more badasses on that roster. Besides Moxley. Moxley's just like, I'm wearing jeans, Renee.
I think I would like to see what the ratings are like. I would like to see if they're going up, down, stagnant. And I'd like to see this in like a year, because I feel like it probably debuted pretty well, just because you've only had one legit product on TV for a long time, and that those same people are going to tune in. But I wonder if this is how long this is going to be around. Because if it sticks around for a year, then I think it could be around for long. Like if it sticks around and is doing well for a year, I think that's a good sign. Like if the ratings are steady or increasing. And then I think this stuff will be more fun.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pull the plug. I think they'll last that year. And it's going to be interesting when like more of these WWE contracts expire. Not that you want AEW to be just, fucking old WWE guys, but there's a handful. Man. But there's a handful that you definitely might want to see over there. So yeah.
And will they have a Sting?
Exciting times.
Who is their Sting going to be? Will it be Kenny Omega, the guy that just never over there through all this shit?
Yeah, I don't know, because Kenny's too pre-made. I'd maybe like a Darby Allin might be their Sting.
I just mean it in terms of
Jungle Boy.
We got these two companies
white
now.
Meat Babyface.
But he's never been. No, I don't mean. I'm not talking character wise. I mean like
Icon.
Sting never was over in WWF. Like he was never there during all of the warring and the back and forth, and it was always like Sting's not going anywhere. And then like I feel like Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, they're not going anywhere.
So
but
like
everyone
an AEW exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Because now
Jungle
they have
Boy?
quite a few of people like they get Jericho and did he do like a dark match or something with them? I feel like that doesn't count.
Who?
Omega. Did he have he was like a developmental guy for a minute?
Oh yeah, he was in I was gonna say Smoky Mountain.
Ohio Valley?
Ohio FC Florida Championship F something W down there. Yeah, he was in there for a little bit.
Right, but he was never on
green
like
as
Raw.
Grass. Green as a fucking frog's puss. Like he was like
I mean, goddamn.
Goddamn triple cheese.
That sounds like a cornetism. Green as a frog's pussy. But other than that,
yes,
he's never been over there, and you've got a lot of their other big talent, like name wise, have been.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I saw even. Do you know who Sammy Guevara is?
Is there another name I don't by?
No, he's really young, douchey kid, really good heel. You want to punch him right in his fucking mouth. But he looks like an AEW exclusive. Great heel. He's the future. Him and MJF, they are the future of wrestling here. But even Sammy Guevara, I saw a clip. He had a tryout very recently at the Performance Center in WWE. So before AEW signed him, he was doing tryouts at WWE, and there was a clip, and it was hilarious because he's doing roles, doing the basic shit. Mm-hmm. And they've got Lacey Evans on the outside of the ring, and Lacey Evans is a female wrestler. She's pretty new herself. I like her, but there's definitely room to grow. And for whatever reason, she was like the outside, like coach,
Mm.
and they like prod you a bit. It's just like, I'm Sammy Guevara, number 31. I'm here to try out. And they're like, we can't hear you. He's like, Sammy Guevara, baby. Like he was getting fucking hyped. And she was just like, I don't like being called baby. And he can't roll for shit. I don't like him.
And
it's just like,
he can't roll for shit.
It's just like those roles were like legendary. Like no hands, just fucking, he's just being a ninja in there because he's young and his body's flexible as fuck right now before it deteriorates.
But he wasn't doing them like textbook. He was doing them like
no,
flashy.
No, they weren't even flashy. They were just you really couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh, okay.
And it's just hilarious that she's just like, I got to give him shit on something because he said baby, even though he wasn't really talking to her. He wasn't calling her baby. He was just getting hyped. Fuck, when the cameras are on, man. When the cameras are on. But yeah, wrestling's in a really good spot right now. We got Stone Cold interviewing the Undertaker. It's fucking fun. Did you listen to this yet? Did you watch Taker? Mark. His name's Mark.
I couldn't find it, Dale. Where is it? Is it on the network?
It's on the network.
I looked everywhere else that you would have a podcast like that. Like on your podcast app for Stone Cold's podcast. Not on there. I found clips of it on YouTube, like, but it was like, I'm reacting to this. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. I don't need to see you reacting to some shit.
I barely care about the original source material, let alone your response to it.
It's like American Horror Story all over again.
Where's the what is this?
I wanted
blowing loads on this.
I wanted the show. YouTube would just leave it up here, right? How long were you talking? Hour, 2 hours?
Hour and a half or something. Okay. And it's on the network, so it's very PG. They get into some subject matters and topics that are, mature. They have some shots. It's Taker. You gotta get that whiskey out. You got that Jack out.
They probably don't say anything juicy because it's on the network.
A little juicy, just some good little stories. I have a feeling this isn't even the surface of these Undertaker stories. There's going to be so much more the next handful of years. I was hoping that he would retire. Like I was kind of hoping that was going to be like the end of it. And he's just like, yeah, I think I'm hanging it up.
I thought he retired again
blah,
already.
Blah, blah, blah. He's gone. He's hot and he's cold. He's yes and he's no.
He's Katy Perry.
It just depends how he's feeling that month. And that's essentially what he said. He's just like, I get to training and I feel really fucking good and I get that itch and then Vince fucking asks me to do the thing and I'm like, well, all right. Let's go. But I feel not a lot of people are talking about this Undertaker interview. I mean, there's nothing like, I can't believe we find out Vince covered up that Snuka murder. There's nothing super juicy, but it's the Undertaker talking out of character for 90 minutes with a handful of pretty damn good stories.
Do they talk about when he was just on TV and the guy asked, what if I just slap you in the face right now?
No.
Okay.
No. What if I just slapped you in the face right now?
I'm not trying to be this guy at all, but I sort of subconsciously stopped being interested in Stone Cold's podcast after he kept doing stuff with the network. He'd have like Triple H on and they're just like jagging each other off.
Yeah, it lost its allure.
We're not going to get any more juicy good shit now. Not on those episodes, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And like as soon as like when they hired Bruce Pritchard back, that show got sort of inconsistent in terms of like how often they put stuff out. And then I don't know. I just was like, I don't know. Did they fire him yet? I want him to just be focused on podcasting 100%.
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's kind of like with Bill Burr, like the Monday morning podcast, and then there was the Thursday podcast. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm okay. I think I'll just do that. I'll just do the Monday. I'll just do the Stone Cold one that's on the internet where they swear and they actually talk about shit.
You got these gimmicks that come in the mail called bills.
Gotta pay those motherfuckers.
I love when he talks about driving down the road in his Honda CRX. This little like 2-door hatchback thing. I just can't imagine driving like 900 miles in like this little tiny car and you're like a 250-pound man. Oh, God. Yeah, Dale. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just thinking of his Honda.
Do we have any Patreon shout-outs this week?
Nobody knew. We've still got our 5, though.
Crew.
Nobody left.
Fab 5.
The Fab 5. We got, let's see if I can remember them all now. We have so many. We got Dave.
We have Kayfabe Jim.
Kayfabe Jim. We have Mason, Topanga, and Brandon.
Boom.
Our Fab 5. This is outgrowing a rock band number of people here.
More people than at a dad bod show. That's not true. Not when there's birthday parties.
And it's not nice.
I know. Oh, that was very rude what I said.
Yeah, so Dale was there. We played a show on Friday at Hailstorm Brewery in Tinley Park. It was a fun show.
It was a good show.
It's going well.
It was just joshing. I was just joshing. There were good numbers. There was good energy. You know what I liked? I forgot to mention it. The fucking sound levels were on point.
We had the sound dialed in. There was a surprise 60th birthday party in the big room where we play. And by surprise, I mean it was a surprise for the birthday boy. It was also a surprise for the band that there was a party in there. Not a problem. And then I was worried that it was a surprise for the party that there was a band, but it turns out at the end of the night that they looked into it and they knew, like they were told, well, we have a band playing that night. So they looked up our band. We're like, oh yeah, no, that's good. Well, yeah, they can play. We'll have it on that day. So I felt kind of honored.
That's awesome.
That they were like, oh yeah, this band is acceptable to have at our 60th surprise birthday party, which is cool because then they still book the venue. And then the venue's like, oh, well, that's cool that these people were okay with this band at the party. That must mean this band is actually good.
Let's see if they take the hint.
It's always hard to read people like club owners and stuff. I say club owners. These aren't clubs we play. We play breweries. And it's hard to tell if people had a good time or not, or if the owners were happy or not. You can't gauge it like you would gauge a traditional show. Oh, it's packed and everyone's here to see you. And they're like crammed up against the stage. Well, obviously, that was a good night. Or there was barely anybody here and you were like the main attraction. Whereas we're not really. We're like sort of the half attraction. Like these are places where people just want to go and hang out and not be bothered with a full, live, loud rock band. But they would also like us to draw people out to these places as well, which we do. So thank you, Dale, for coming. And thanks to Mason and the other guy, I don't remember, who's his buddy.
Mm-hmm. His man-wife.
Who's there? Bobby, Katie were there. Katie. It was a good show, but so we're in the middle of playing Machine Head by Bush because we play 90s acoustic rock hits. I mean, Machine Head's not an acoustic song, but we play an acoustic format. We play a lot of unplugged, like stuff that was on MTV Unplugged in the 90s. Nirvana, Alice in Chains, STP, Pearl Jam, that type of thing. So we're playing Machine Head by Bush. It's coming out of the bridge, and it's kicking right in, ramping up for the chorus to come back in, and everyone starts cheering. And I'm like, wow. Oh, he walked in, and they all yelled, surprise.
Birthday boy.
Then I felt terrible because I was like, we would have stopped playing so you could yell surprise if you would have just told us. But they
he just parked his car.
Yeah. Like, I honestly...
Would you have really stopped playing?
Of course.
What a showman. I would have been like, nah.
Well, I mean,
that
whole group of 50 people is not there to see us. They're having a party, and they're okay with us playing a show during their party. So I'm okay with them saying, hey, can we just stop for a second to yell surprise?
It's probably best you didn't, because
Would have ruined the surprise.
Yeah, that, and like I love the idea of surprise parties. Hint, hint.
Okay.
But you walk in and you're like, all right, there's a live band going. There's the bar over here. Cool. What? That's a bunch of my friends. What the fuck's that? Oh, surprise. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. We're doing the thing. That's great. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Hugs, hugs, hugs. But if I walked in and I said, all right, bar's over there. That's cool. It's pretty quiet all of a sudden. That's
weird.
It's ominous. Let me look over here. It's
This place kind of sucks.
Is the band setting up? No, they're all looking at me though. That's weird.
Right.
Yeah, like
You're right. They played it better.
Yeah, like time would stand still, and I would have a panic attack. I'm like, what the hell?
Especially because as you're pulling up and going to the door, you can probably hear us from outside, somewhat, right? And then it suddenly gets quiet, like as you approach the door. You're like, is this a surprise party? What the fuck is going on?
You know somebody spilled the beans. You know that old man knew there was a fucking surprise party. Fucking Sherry was just like, just so you know, Bill. No, it's Dave.
I don't want
David,
you to die,
just
Dave.
so you know. Because we know you had, the three. That's got to be a surprise party.
Dave had a great time too. They had fun. People were getting up, dancing during some songs. More than words. These ladies were getting up like, "Ooh, girl, I remember this one." It was awesome. It was a great show. I felt bad because I wanted them to know that I would have stopped if they had asked me to.
Okay.
I didn't want to be the difficult to work with band.
That's very...
I want to play there again.
It's very generous.
Yeah.
At one point, they had a crave case, and I was like, if they offer me a slider, I will take it. It's gone.
Clarice. This is a good show. We got another show coming up Saturday.
We're
back at Beer Geeks in Highland. I love that place. I love playing there. I always have a good time. There's always some people there that I don't know, that sort of don't know what to expect or didn't know there was a band, and then they end up having like a blast, and that makes me really happy. And I feel like that's where I'm at my funniest. Like I'm the loosest there with the crowd in a good way. Like I wasn't about to get loose with a 60-year-old surprise party and be like, "Hey, fucking, you guys want to hear some rap?"
Little Eminem before this old man dies? No?
Yeah, I wasn't going to do him like that.
Oh, you're not like that.
No, but
Dave actually looked great for 60. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
And then Dave, the listener, our patron, he was also there. So he had fun with the fact that his name is also Dave, and it's not his birthday. Ha ha.
Yes, I almost shit myself. He's like, raise your hand, Dave. And this motherfucker's like, hey, bring over here. Like, oh, Christ.
Not you, asshole. I drank some really dark beer, which I don't normally do. I ordered it by mistake because I didn't know what a German-style was.
Haschefleigen.
But the other German-style Schreichenwagens were always like light-colored.
Mm-hmm. Amber.
And like low alcohol, 5%, right? So I saw this German-style Schreichenhasen, and it was 5%. I'm like, I'll get it. And I got it, and it looked like chocolate milk. And I'm like, this isn't the right thing, is it? But then I drank it, and I'm like, oh. It is the right thing. It was dark in color, but it wasn't syrupy or anything. It wasn't like doing Jaeger.
Yep. I had some of those because it was the smallest alcohol content because that was 5.5. The next one higher was, I think, 12.4 because it's the weirdest fucking brewery in the world. They got some high alcohol content.
They have some sevens and stuff in there. That was the lowest one, though. It was like 5 on the button. Or
it's
so
like,
they say. Who knows?
Give me that trifecta for 6. Give me an IPA. Something. 2 other things I can't think of. Just have some options around the 6. Not everything has to be a 9. Not everything has to be a fucking DUI. Jesus Christ.
I know. That's the problem. Is I can't. I like a 7 if I can sit down for a while.
If I'm at home.
Yeah, I'll take a couple 7s. I'm a lightweight, right? A couple 7s is I should not be operating a vehicle right now, especially if I drink them at home pace. It's like that's like 2 sips. It's a good show. Thank you for coming out, everyone who was there. No. Topanga wasn't there.
What?
Again. On Facebook, she's like, "Oh, you guys had a show Friday?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, man." Yep. It's on that page. It's where the shows are. But I'd already told her about like 2 or 3 other shows and then she didn't end up making it. So I'm not going to I don't want to keep telling people about the shows and they don't come. Then that's awkward for me. Like, we've got another one. You never know. But then I don't know.
On the guilt. Laying on that guilt.
Yeah, she didn't specifically say, why didn't you tell me about the show or whatever? She was just like, oh, you had a show? And I said, yeah. Yeah, we have those.
I think it's because you're just too successful and you're having too many shows because our buddy Greg was like, oh, shit, that was tonight? And he was like, oh, I was thinking of the Beer Geeks one. You just have too many shows. You guys are doing too well for yourselves.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see him Saturday. I hope Greg comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been going good lately.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
The writing, the original stuff, I'm having problems, man.
Oh no. What's going on with the hot collab?
Well, the hot collab's fine.
Okay, good.
Bold Hearts is fine. We just haven't done shit in almost a year.
That's not fine.
Well, I mean, I knew this going in. You know what I mean?
Theoretical.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on some not Bold Hearts gym stuff. And it's just not going how I want. I can't. I'm too all over the place. You know, some people just know their lane and they're just comfortable in their lane. And I'm like, no, can this be like Slayer and Brian McKnight and Brad Paisley all together? No, it can't. Nobody wants to hear that. But that is like what I listen to every day. Like, I'm all over the fucking place. And I like all kinds of stuff for all kinds of reasons. So when it's like, okay, well, what does Jim do? I'm like, I don't know. What does Jim do? Just having a crisis. So I need Scott to get up off his ass.
Scott.
Get his ass down here so we can get some shit done. Because I'm going fucking bananas.
And it's music writing season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Got some corn for popping. Yeah, it's cold. You can't do shit. I don't know, man. It's rough. I've just been playing guitar, keeping my chops up, you know,
that's good.
Doing some things, but I don't know. I can't do shit by myself. I need a partner. I need somebody to steer it. And then I can go wherever you steer it. I can do any of that. But you just tell me where we're headed because I can't choose. Can you, like, if I was Indiana Jones at the end of Last Crusade and saw those cups, I'd be like, well, what if I took a bunch of them and all filled them up at once? You mean I got to just pick one of these? These are all cool in their own way. And I like them all. There was one with the little rubies on it. That one's neat. Just one, huh? Shit. That's how I feel musically when I sit down to do something.
It's a good analogy.
And then I turn into a skeleton and die. What's happening to me? Elsa, honey, give me your other hand. Okay, yeah, speaking of Elsa, honey, that's great that I brought that up. Good job, Jim. Good segue. Well, I saw Frozen 2. I teased it at the end of the last show. But it was literally, we were over an hour in, and I was like, so let's talk about Frozen 2 next week. I thought it was good, but there's a inherent problem, I think, with Frozen. So Frozen, it's not like Toy Story. You know, it's traditional-ish Disney type story, princesses and that type of thing, right? So when you're going to do the sequel, you gotta kind of have to try and hit some of the same beats. People want a song here, they want a song there, a song that goes like this. Elsa's got her solo song, which was good. That was a good song. But like some of the other songs were kind of boring.
Oh no.
Yeah, they weren't like as memorable as the first one, you know, because they're like, well, she's got her song, he's got his song. Christoph's song was cool. He had like a 1980s like Richard Marx, Peter Cetera like style parody, and it had like a sort of music video where he's like looking pensively. It was shot like an 80s music video in the middle of it, which was neat. I enjoyed that part a lot. And the plot was kind of interesting. I don't know. I kind of sort of saw some of it coming, which is fine. It's not an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I just didn't. I didn't feel like there was. They didn't really go deep with any of the characters that we already know. They sort of went deep with characters from like back in the day, like their parents and stuff like that, and their grandpa, like people that aren't like in the movie and alive. They're just there in flashbacks. They're like figuring out some shit about the past. So it was good, and I get why they had like you can't make a Disney movie like, yeah, but we're totally doing it different this time. Like, no. We need you to make it like pretty much the same because we got merch to sell. Mm-hmm. People got to sing songs that are catchy, but they didn't have a lot of those this time. You could tell like, oh yeah, this is totally this song. It was good though. Just, I really liked the first one like a lot.
So it felt like a sequel.
It felt like a sequel.
But it's just a bit inferior, and it's just.
And there was like a, you know, there wasn't like a spat with the sisters, but there is the Elsa's got to go off on her Elsa thing. Like there was a lot of it where it was very similar. I don't see a Frozen 3. Like the 18 years between Frozen and Frozen 2. It's not like going from Toy Story to Toy Story 2 or like Toy Story to Toy Story 4 where you're like, geez, what a jump, you know?
I think they'll do a Frozen 3 when they need to scratch that itch again. It's like when that nostalgia need sets in. So, 5 years. Like Frozen 3. Like, yeah. I think everybody would get excited for it.
Somebody posted a funny little meme. It wasn't really a meme because it was just like a text post that got reposted. But they said that, in my childhood, this Frozen 2 would have been direct to video and Olaf would have been some other person's voice that I don't recognize, which was how some of those were. But that was a good point, and it kind of was story-wise about that level. Like that's Return of Jafar is as good as Aladdin as this was to Frozen in terms of like where the story goes.
Serviceable.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, of course it's a kid's movie. Of course they're not just going to radically change these characters. But it's like at the end of this movie, I really don't know where you go here. Whereas at the end of the first one, you're like, okay, well now she's the queen and everyone knows she's got powers and that's not secret. And she saved everyone from this asshole. And now everyone's okay with her having powers and everything's fine.
Is that what Frozen's about?
Sort of.
I've never seen Frozen.
Yeah, so
that was a good breakdown. I like that breakdown.
It's their sisters. Elsa has magic powers and Anna doesn't. So Elsa makes ice and snow and all kinds of shit with her hands, like a magician, like a sorcerer. But she almost kills Anna when they're kids, and they're like, "We have to hide your powers." Sort of like a mutant type thing, like
Shame.
You're not a mutant. It's not shame, but it's like people will be scared. We don't want people to be scared. Well, then their parents go off on a trip and die. So Elsa is the oldest, so she's the queen all of a sudden. And now she's like exposed to the public all the time. And then she gets mad at a party and flips out and then freezes everything. And it's the middle of summer. And then she leaves because then there is shame and then she's scared. And maybe if I leave, everything will be okay. And Anna like goes to rescue her, basically. So she's sort of kind of the bad guy for part of the movie, right? Because she's like doing things no one else wants her to do and causing problems, even though she's not trying to. And everyone else is scared. So they're like, well, we got to go kill her. Or whatever. Kill her, get rid of her, capture her, whatever. Because she's the problem. And I was like, no, I'm just going to go save my sister. So it's not like a traditional, the guy goes to save the princess. It's like the princess goes to save the queen. So a lot of what I liked about it was they would flip some things like that on their head. And this movie didn't have enough of that because it had already been done. Like, what do you flip around now? But it was
like
okay.
a Shrek. It was like a Shrek 2.
It was that is perfect. It's a Shrek 2 where you're like, I know these voice actors, the production quality's high, but I'm just like, did this happen in Shrek or Shrek 2? Like in 5 years, I'll be like, did that happen in Frozen or Frozen 2? Good question. Farquaad, is that Shrek 3 with Farquaad? He comes back. Does he come back? I don't even remember. I know he's in 1. Prince Charming's in 2 and 1 in the beginning. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's very Shrek and Shrek 2. If you got kids, you're gonna have to see it. I sort of recommended the first one, even if you didn't have kids, if you grew up watching Disney movies, just because of how they flipped the script on some things. But stylistically, it's still like a Disney movie. But
cool.
This one, I wouldn't. You don't got to.
Don't go out of your way.
Nah, don't bother. Nah, not when you got Star Wars coming up.
You got Star Wars. You got these hot trailers popping up.
Hot trailers.
Let's talk about the one that dropped today, because I see we have 20 minutes left. Ghostbusters Afterlife. All right. Now, you said you watched it twice. So
I watched it twice.
So I'll let you take the lead on this one, because you probably remember a little bit more than I do. All right.
Okay. So it starts off with the Mike from Stranger Things. I should probably learn his name because he's like a real actor.
He's got a cool, it's like Finn Throbhard. Like he's...
No, it's not that. Maybe it's like that, but it's not Finn
Cool.
Throbhard.
It's a great name.
He's talking about how his family's broke and their grandpa died. They're going to sell all his shit. So it starts off in the country, in like a small town setting. So right away, I'm like, okay, I didn't really expect this. Didn't see this.
Yeah, Oklahoma. What?
And then we see he's got a little sister too. And then they're talking about my granddad, my grandpa. We're selling his stuff. But I don't know. I'm looking at the mom and I'm thinking, you're not my age. You're like halfway between me and my mom's age. Whatever. I'll let that go. So that was weird for me a little bit. But this, so they go to this small town to get his stuff. It's not the town that they're from, basically. They go there because that's where his estate is, all his crap. And your kid brings in a trap, one of the ghost traps, to his nerdy science teacher, I'm guessing. Seems like what he is.
So. Mm-hmm.
It was Paul Rudd. And he's like, oh, cool, replica. And the girl's like, a replica of what? Like, she doesn't know what the fuck it is. And he has to, like, tell them about the Ghostbusters. I paused it a couple times. I'm pretty sure they're Egon's grandkids.
Yeah.
Because he died. And we've all heard everyone else is in it. So, Egon's grandkids go to sell all his crap. And then there's some sort of weird ghost portal rift that opens. And you see a little bit of a keymaster, a gatekeeper, one of the giant dog hoof paws on Paul Rudd's car at one point.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give any sort of teases or hints or anything about any of the original cast, which I think is the smart move.
Yeah, just a little voiceover.
Yeah, but I think isn't that from one of the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I mean, like, they don't show you like, at the end of the trailer, they show one of the Ghostbusters or something, which is smart because they're probably only in it for 3 minutes. Don't show us any of that in the trailer, hopefully, but I'm sure they will. Goddamn. Fucking the entire twist of the plot of Terminator Genisys was revealed in a trailer. So I'm sure we'll see one of them, all of them, at some point in a trailer leading up to this movie coming out. Now,
yeah,
I don't get it so far. Like, I don't understand why this thing's opening, why it's opening in Oklahoma. I'm guessing because Egon kept all the ghosts there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he brought all his shit to his house, stored it there. Maybe they go digging around and open some shit up. Which makes sense. But they don't really give you a lot of nuggets as to, like, plot-wise what's going to happen.
Which is fine.
Yeah, at this point, sure.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm not mad at it. But it just, the setting, all of it was country setting, seemed weird. Like, it just felt weird watching it.
It didn't feel like Ghostbusters.
No. That's what I mean. It didn't have...
At all.
It would have props from it.
Mm-hmm. I know those names. I've seen that thing.
It did feel like... I guess it feels like how it's supposed to be in the story. Like, these people don't even know what the fuck the Ghostbusters are. And they just find all this shit. And then, surprise, motherfucker, ghosts came out of a hole. Now, that little side... They have, like, a little side gunner seat on the Ecto-1.
That's fun. That's a nice toy.
I thought that was cool.
I'll buy that toy. Because that's what Ghostbusters are all about, too. Is like, sell that merch.
Oh, yeah.
So, hell yeah, I'll buy that car.
But what's weird is it's called Afterlife. But Harold Ramis isn't alive to even be in it as a ghost.
Yep.
Interesting.
Unless they do some CGI shit.
Oh, don't do that.
I've heard rumors.
Oh, please. You can't do that.
We'll
see. I guess it's not like Harold Ramis is somehow above Carrie Fisher is to Star Wars. They'll CG the fuck out of anybody now. Put anybody anywhere.
They'll get you. Yeah, it's just it doesn't look or feel like Star Wars, Ghostbusters in any way, and like none of the music, none of the the tone and atmosphere. I don't like having to suspend my disbelief that they don't know what the fucking Ghostbusters are. That annoys me a little bit.
Yeah, because Paul Rudd knows, and he's not related to any of them. Like, and he lives in Oklahoma.
If the kayfabe of it is, it did happen, Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2 happened, that shit, like...
The biggest city on planet Earth?
Never forget. That's their never forget. Like, that it's not something that just goes unheard of.
Like, you have to... The way I always play scenarios like that out in my mind is like pretend like it really happened. Like we've talked about it a little bit with Halloween and Friday the 13th. There we go. I squeezed it in. But it's like if we lived in where we live in Northwest Indiana in Illinois, and in this real life universe, there was a summer camp somewhere where like 40 people got murdered over 10 years and like nobody ever found the killer, we would all know about it. Like there's no way it wouldn't be world news.
Mm-hmm.
If maybe not in terms of population anymore, but the biggest city in terms of the center of existence on planet Earth, New York City. If there was a ghost outbreak twice, and there was a fucking museum covered in a pink shell of ooze, and the Statue of Liberty walked, and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man roamed the streets and exploded into a ball of fire, and there was giant, like, fucking beams of light shooting into the sky, everybody would know. It happened in the 80s. There was CNN. You know, this shit, nobody would not know about it. I don't care where the fuck you live in Oklahoma or wherever these people are supposed to be from. Maybe they're not in New York. Maybe they come from Chicago and go to Oklahoma to get his shit. But they've never, it doesn't matter if some shit, like, we live where we live, right? And was it the 70s or early 80s? There was like a vigilante in New York on the subways that was like shooting criminals, gangbangers or something. I know about that. You know, what did he kill? Like 2 guys?
Mm-hmm.
I would know if the Statue of Liberty walked down the fucking street and my grandpa did it. What is the replica of what? Like Allison knows about Laurie Strode's shit.
Yes.
It's like, what? What's Halloween? Who's Michael Myers?
What's that mask about?
Any word on me?
Peanut butter.
So yeah, that part, like, with me, I don't know. It seems odd. It seems like we're forcing this weird. You're the screenwriter. What would you call that? Where you have a character that doesn't know shit and stuff gradually gets revealed to them. Like they're forcing that part of it in there.
Yeah, it's like
it doesn't make sense.
It's like a fish out of water, but it's like, no, you've been out of that water. You know, you've seen it because it was the Statue of Liberty walking down the street.
It's one thing if you're Harry Trasker or whatever from fucking True Lies, and like you are a secret agent, so your family is not supposed to know about it. It's another thing if you make the Statue of Liberty walk down the street and then have grandkids for them to be like, what is this little ghost trap? Mm-hmm. What did Grandpa used to do?
I don't want to sound grumpy or like a hater, but I didn't want my Ghostbusters movie to be like a Stranger Things subgenre.
Yeah,
I wanted it to be Ghostbusters. Like even the lady Ghostbusters, they were like, we're wearing the suits. Like they fucking did it. They did it poorly, but they did it. This, I'm like, what are we doing?
All I wanted from the 2016 Ghostbusters was for it not to be a reboot, because I hate them in general. And I think people just assume that because I'm a guy and I grew up with the original Ghostbusters, I don't like it because it's the women Ghostbusters. I don't like it because you could have worked a little harder and figured out a way to make that a sequel to Ghostbusters 2. Like I'm sick of the rebooting everything. So I'll give this movie that. It's not rebooting everything. But I swear to God, if they Halloween 2018 this and the second Ghostbusters movie didn't happen, I will be fucking furious. I'll be furious, Dale.
That's a very good point.
Furious.
That's the only way that kayfabe. I don't know what's a replica of what. That's the only way that works, because it's New York City. It's like it's a fissure. It's like something, a little aftershock, earthquake. Like they could sell that. Bad building construction. Like the government, they can cover that up. And then you can hide that from a child.
Easier, yeah.
Yes.
But even that, Dale, think about it. I know about this subway vigilante. You got guys, they had nuclear proton packs on their backs. The government the EPA had to shut them down. Like, we would still know about it. It would still be a thing. It would be less of a thing. It would be easier to hide, like you said, but it'd still be almost impossible to hide. Easier to hide than the Statue of Liberty walking down the street.
Because they had commercials. Remember those commercials?
Yeah, they'd be on YouTube. You'd know, like, if I know about Bob Lazar in Area 51, you would know about these guys that had fucking nuclear weapons on their backs driving around in a hearse, an ambulance or whatever the fuck. Jesus Christ. and if it was my grandpa, it'd be hard not to know about it. So that part seems weird. I'm not nitpicking it. I don't. It just felt odd. It just felt like they are trying to not make it a Ghostbusters movie on purpose, which is. It didn't seem like what this Reitman guy was all about.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It's a love letter to Ghostbusters when I would have just preferred Ghostbusters.
Like,
that's that.
This would have been a cool, like, I would have downloaded this on LimeWire in 2004 if it was like a 10-minute fan film.
Be
neat.
He said it. He said it, folks. I did. Let it be shown.
No, like this premise.
Not say that.
You know, and the shit we saw, like, it'd be cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if Ghostbusters was real and these people in a small town, like, oh shit, and then they ran into some ghosts, but the Ghostbusters were long gone at this point. They couldn't come help them. Like, why are you making this? I thought you wanted to make Ghostbusters 3. Like, these are kids. They're kids. Like, it's not even like there's some new Ghostbusters they're training. It's none of that. It's like they're like 14 years old. Are they even going to have the theme at the beginning of the movie? Probably not. I don't know.
Maybe near the end, big finale. You know.
And can it not be like Fall Out Boy or something? Can we just fucking pay the man, have the regular song in there? Doesn't have to be a remix. Just fucking throw it in there.
If they pull that off, I'll give them so much credit.
If the original,
it's gonna be some sort of remix. It's gonna be some sort of altered.
It's always Fall Out Boy. It's always them. They're in Big Hero 6 and fucking. I swear the guy I'm Patrick Stump sang the fucking Frozen song in the credits. Because like in the first one, the song Elsa sings, they have like a pop version that Demi Lovato sings, and it's Demi Lovato. If you're out there, I'll collab with you. That's as far as I'll go. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but I'm like, that's Fall Out Boy singing this new Frozen song. It's always Fall Out Boy. Didn't they redo the Ghostbusters theme?
Mm-hmm. They already did it. They won't do it again. They're gonna distance
They won't. Wouldn't we have said the same thing about Sony? They already made another Ghostbusters. They won't make another one in 2 years. Oh shit! Can it just you can have the credits with the and the original theme? Like it's not gonna kill you. It's supposed to be a Ghostbusters movie. Why wouldn't you do that?
Like even this trailer kind of peters out a little bit. It's like here's Ecto 1 peeling out, and it's like, all right.
I'm telling you, they didn't finish it. The movie's not done yet. I swear.
Yeah,
I've been saying for this whole time, like this movie's not getting made.
It is a lot of interior shots.
There's 40 minutes of a movie shot. They're like, get a trailer together. We said 2020. We're hammering it out. Paul Rudd thought this was going to be a Netflix series, and he's just in one episode.
I love this little clip in the trailer where she's in the closet and she sees the uniforms and she grabs them for the one that says Spangler before it cuts to black real quick. And I can tell you right now, it just makes me laugh. In the theaters, I can just picture it. Spangler, cut to black. What was that? That was Egon Spangler's name. That's Egon. Like that little moment that people have with each other. Like, explain that to me because I'm stupid. Or that other person who's just like, I'm going to explain that to you for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, we got it. It said Spangler. You don't have to tell us. It says Spangler. These people in these relationships, I see it all the time. It's like she didn't ask to be told that information, or he didn't ask for that one.
But you know what though?
I miss going to the theater. It's been a couple weeks.
Do we know for sure that they're only in it for like 6 minutes? Do we know this for certain?
No.
Okay, because where this could easily go is they go down, they get Grandpa's shit, they fuck shit up. They open this giant storage facility he's had with like 1 billion ghosts in it. And they have no choice. They're not Ghostbusters anymore, but what are they going to do? Let everybody die? Could happen. Could happen.
Yeah. There was a script leak a while back that I read.
It's one that Bill Murray didn't shred and send back to Harold Ramis.
And this one, this trailer does kind of match up with those points. So I mean, I think I kind of know how this one all pans out. And yeah, it's just I don't even like the colors. It's like a lot of browns. Everything's kind of dull.
I knew it. Man. I just looked it up on Reddit.
What?
That gunner seat was in the cartoon.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, why is that familiar? Was it in the cartoon? They wouldn't put shit from the cartoon in this. This guy's not that big of a super fan, is he?
Maybe
he is. So you're gonna tell me they're only in it for 6 minutes? You don't put all those things into place for nothing. Come on, even Harrison Ford was in that Star Wars for more than a couple minutes.
Yeah, and he even got emotional. Are we going to see acting from the original crew here?
He even got him. That was him getting him. Chewie, I'm here. Chewie, look, it's my ship. Ben. Chewie. Oh, I'm home. I don't know. I love him so much. I don't know why it's so fun to shit on him being in that movie now, though. But it is. Chewie. It's my car. Hey, it's the old car we used to drive around in.
Chewie.
Hey, kid, I'm just trying to be retired.
Part-time.
I didn't kill my wife. Chewie. It's the Ecto-1. What if they have Han Solo in it? Hey, it's the old ghost trap. Chewie, get off my Ecto-1.
All right. That was that's a good finish to a quality episode right there. I'll tell you that.
Will he be a blue ghost in Skywalker Returns? We'll have to see.
Chewie, I don't have the Force.
Hey, Chewie, I'm a ghost.
Oh, my hair.
No, that one goes there. That one goes there.
Oh, Harrison Ford. God bless him. All right, let's
He did not look like he wanted to be there in that movie.
He looked his happiest during his death scene because he was like, "I'm almost done."
There we go. Wrap it up.
Chewie, I'm out of here.
Chewie, I'm dead.
All right, let's plug it up and get out of here. Instagram at Dale Zawada. That's about it. But I think Jim's got a show.
Yeah, I have a show Saturday at Beer Geeks in Highland. We're going to start at... Last time we started at 8. We'll probably start at 8 o'clock. And it's in Highland, Indiana. It's on 45th. Beer Geeks. Look it up. You can get the details. Facebook.com/DadBodLive.
That'll do it.
That does it.
For episode 101. Thanks for listening. I'm The Undertaker.
I'm home.